Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today the 1979 Jefferson Nickel is one of those American coins that often go unnoticed by the general public, yet it holds an intriguing position in the world of numismatics. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, this 5-cent coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, a design originally introduced in 1938 by artist Felix Schlag. Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, was chosen for the nickel to honor his contributions to the founding of the nation. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced these coins, did not use a mint mark on its nickels until 1980. However, in 1979, the P mint mark was already present due to changes in minting practices during that period. By 1979, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins annually. The Jefferson nickel had been circulating for more than 4 decades and was a familiar sight in everyday transactions. Although these coins were common and widely used, collectors often seek specific years and mint marks due to their unique errors, low mintage, or other historical significance. The 1979 Jefferson nickel is of particular interest because it represents a period of transition in American coinage, and because certain examples can fetch impressive sums due to their condition or error types. The composition of the Jefferson nickel remained consistent in 1979, made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a combination that provides the coin with its characteristic silvery appearance and durability. Each coin has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a weight of 5 grams. These features make it durable for circulation but also provide enough surface area for collectors to identify details, errors, and wear over time. Coins like the 1979 nickel were designed not only to serve as currency but also to withstand years of handling. In terms of design, the obverse side of the 1979 Jefferson nickel showcases a left-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson. The words, "In God We Trust," appear on the left side of the coin, while the word "Liberty" and the date, 1979, are inscribed on the right. The letter P below the date identifies the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, Jefferson's Monticello estate is prominently featured, with the inscriptions, E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The Monticello design is notable for its architectural accuracy and detail, which makes it a favorite among collectors and historians alike. When exploring the value and significance of the 1979 Jefferson nickel, it's important to consider mintage numbers. In 1979, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these nickels, which would usually suggest that most are relatively common and not particularly valuable. However, the coin's worth increases dramatically under certain conditions. Uncirculated coins in mint state condition can be significantly more valuable than those that have been in circulation. Coins that receive a high grade from professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, particularly those graded MS 65 or higher, are often sought after by collectors. These coins typically exhibit full details, little to no wear, and a strong strike. Because most coins are used in day-to-day transactions, finding one in pristine condition can be rare and thus commands a premium. Another key element that can dramatically increase a coin's value is the presence of errors or varieties. With the 1979 Jefferson nickel, collectors have reported a variety of errors that make certain specimens extremely desirable. Some examples include double die obverse or reverse, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. These errors occur during the minting process and are generally caught during quality control. However, when they slip through and enter circulation, they can become valuable collector items. A double die obverse, for instance, may show noticeable doubling on the date or the word "Liberty," which can be seen with the naked eye or a magnifying glass. Coins with such errors have been known to sell for significantly more than their face value, sometimes even hundreds of dollars or more depending on the severity and visibility of the error. Off-center strikes are another notable type of mint error found in some 1979 Jefferson nickels. These coins occur when the blank planchet is not properly aligned within the press, resulting in part of the design being missing or off-centered. Depending on how far off-center the strike is and how much of the original design is still visible, these coins can range in value from modest to highly valuable. Collectors typically favor off-center strikes where a significant portion of the design remains visible because they better illustrate the nature of the mint error. there are also examples of 1979 nickel struck on planchets meant for other denominations, such as dimes or foreign coins. These types of errors are exceptionally rare and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the specific characteristics and the condition of the coin. When a nickel is struck on a smaller planchet, for example, the design may be incomplete or appear squeezed, which can be immediately apparent upon close inspection. Another factor influencing the value of the 1979 P. Jefferson nickel is the full steps designation. This refers to the steps of Monticello on the reverse side of the coin. In a well-struck coin, all 6 steps are clearly visible and show no signs of wear or flattening. Coins that exhibit full steps are relatively rare, especially among those struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1979, where weak strikes were more common. As a result, Jefferson Nickels from this year with full steps can command a significant premium on the collector's market. Prices for the 1979 P. Jefferson nickel vary widely depending on the condition and unique characteristics of each coin. A circulated example in average condition may only be worth its face value or slightly more. However, uncirculated examples in mint state can fetch anywhere from a few dollars to over $100, especially if they are graded MS 66 or higher. Coins with full steps designation can easily exceed those values, particularly if they also exhibit a strong strike and no contact marks. Coins with recognized mint errors or those struck on wrong planchets are valued on a case-by-case basis and can sometimes reach auction prices in the hundreds or thousands of dollars. The market for Jefferson Nickels, including the 1979 P, is influenced by a number of factors, including overall demand, historical significance, and the popularity of nickel series collecting. Jefferson Nickels are one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, which means there is a wide range of coins to collect across different years, mints, and varieties. The series has been studied extensively by numismatists, and several reference guides and catalogs provide detailed information about known errors, varieties, and market trends. Another interesting aspect of the 1979 P. Jefferson nickel is its place in the broader context of American coinage history. The late 1970s were a time of significant change and modernization at the U.S. Mint. Advances in minting technology and increased scrutiny on coin quality led to more consistent production, but occasional errors still slipped through. Additionally, during this time, there was growing public and collector interest in coin errors and varieties, which led to increased attention on previously overlooked issues like the 1979 P nickel. This period also marked a shift in how the U.S. Mint handled mint marks and coin design, setting the stage for future changes in the 1980s and beyond. Today, the 1979 P. Jefferson nickel continues to circulate, though many examples have been worn down from decades of use. Still, sharp-eyed collectors and coin enthusiasts often search their change in hopes of finding a hidden gem. Whether it's a rare mint error, a high-grade uncirculated coin, or a piece with the coveted full steps designation, the 1979 P nickel remains a popular target for collectors looking to uncover value in unexpected places. For those interested in adding a 1979 P Jefferson nickel to their collection, there are several options. Coin dealers, auctions, online marketplaces, and coin shows often have a selection of Jefferson nickels available. When purchasing a coin, especially one claimed to be rare or valuable, it is important to verify its authenticity and condition. Reputable dealers often provide certification from professional grading services, which ensures the coin's grade and adds to its value. Collectors should also familiarize themselves with the characteristics of common errors and varieties for this year to better identify potential treasures. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the hobby, the 1979 P. Jefferson nickel offers a fascinating glimpse into U.S. coinage history. Its connection to one of America's founding fathers, its role in the changing landscape of modern minting, and the potential for discovering valuable errors make it a compelling subject for any coin collection. With a current market value starting around 24 cents in circulated condition and climbing significantly for high-grade or error examples, this coin exemplifies how even everyday pocket change can hold hidden worth. The thrill of finding one of these valuable nickels, whether in a roll of coins or at the bottom of a drawer, is a reminder of the enduring appeal of coin collecting and the stories embedded in each piece of American currency. The journey of the 1979 P. Jefferson nickel continues as collectors across the country and around the world uncover, grade, trade, and preserve these coins. Whether viewed through the lens of history, artistry, or potential value, the 1979 P nickel is much more than just 5 cents. Next, 1974 Jefferson Nickel is a fascinating piece of American coinage that continues to intrigue collectors and enthusiasts across the country. With its humble face value of just 5 cents, this coin might seem unremarkable at first glance. However, a closer inspection reveals a rich history, potential for rare errors, and an increasing market value that has caught the attention of numismatists and investors alike. While the coin itself was minted as part of the regular circulating currency, variations in mint marks, striking errors, and overall condition can drive its value well beyond its face. The Jefferson Nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel which had been in circulation since 1913. The design was the result of a competition held by the U.S. Mint, and Felix Schlag emerged as the winner. His depiction of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, on the reverse, became the standard and was in use for decades. The 1974 Jefferson nickel retained this design, and by that time, the coin had become a familiar piece of American currency. Yet even with such a common design, each year and mint mark can yield surprises. In 1974, Jefferson Nickels were struck at 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each of these mints produced millions of coins, but it is the finer details and errors that create high-value examples. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint in 1974 do not have a mint mark, while coins from the Denver Mint bear a small d, and those from San Francisco bear an s. The San Francisco Mint primarily focused on producing proof coins, which are struck using a special process that results in a more detailed and glossy finish, mainly for collectors. One of the factors that affects the value of a 1974 Jefferson nickel is its condition. Coins that have been in circulation for decades usually show wear and tear, which can lower their collectible value. However, coins that have been preserved in mint or near mint condition, particularly those graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch impressive prices. A coin graded MS65 or higher can be worth significantly more than its face value. These high-grade specimens are rare and usually come from rolls that were stored carefully or from original mint sets. Another key driver of value is the presence of errors. Mint errors can occur during the production process and include a wide range of anomalies such as double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and more. A double die error happens when the coin is struck more than once with misaligned dies, resulting in a visible doubling of elements like the date, lettering, or design. A well-known double die error can multiply a coin's value significantly. Off-center strikes occur when the blank planchet is not properly centered in the coining press, leading to a partial image. These can vary in value depending on the degree of the error and whether the date and mint mark are visible. Another error to look out for is the clipped planchet. This occurs when the metal strip from which blanks are punched runs out and a blank is struck with part of its edge missing. This type of error is visually striking and often quite valuable, particularly if the coin is otherwise in good condition. There are also more subtle varieties that may not be immediately noticeable, such as die cracks, die chips, or repunched mint marks. These can require a trained eye to spot but may be listed in specialized coin guides and bring a premium on the market. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are another aspect worth discussing. While proof coins are usually struck in smaller quantities and kept in better condition, the sheer number of collectors seeking high-quality examples makes even proof Jefferson Nickels desirable. In 1974, the San Francisco Mint produced over 2.6 million proof nickels. While this number is high for proof coins, the value lies in coins that exhibit perfect mirror-like finishes and deep cameo contrast, especially those graded PR69 or PR70. Coins with these grades are incredibly sharp and rare, and their prices can be surprisingly high at auction. The market for Jefferson Nickels has evolved over the years. While some collectors focus on completing date and mint mark sets, others are more interested in finding error coins or high-grade examples. The 1974 Jefferson Nickel, despite being common in circulation, has managed to hold a special place due to its potential for variety and value. As more people become aware of what to look for, the demand for certain coins has increased. This trend can be seen in online auction sites, coin shows, and even local sales where specific varieties of the 1974 Jefferson nickel are fetching premium prices. Coin grading plays an essential role in determining the value of a 1974 Jefferson nickel. Grading services such as the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Company evaluate coins based on luster, strike quality, surface marks, and overall eye appeal. A coin that is uncirculated and shows no signs of wear may receive a grade like MS65, MS66, or higher. As the grade increases, so does the potential value. For example, a 1974 D Jefferson nickel graded MS66 by PCGS might sell for anywhere from $20 to a few hundred depending on the demand and market trends. Coins that have exceptional characteristics, such as full steps on the reverse side of Monticello, are especially sought after. The full steps designation refers to a perfectly struck Monticello where all 5 or 6 steps at the base are visible and not worn or poorly struck. This detail can significantly increase the coin's value because it demonstrates an exceptional strike, which is relatively rare. Collectors often prioritize these coins, and auction prices reflect the premium they're willing to pay for quality. Beyond condition and errors, historical context also contributes to the allure of the 1974 Jefferson nickel. The early 1970s were a time of economic change and uncertainty in the United States, with inflation, changing metal prices, and shifting minting priorities. While the nickel remained unchanged in composition, other coins such as the penny were being examined for possible changes due to the rising cost of copper. Against this backdrop, collecting coins became not only a hobby but also a form of investment and historical preservation. Many collectors today are hunting through old coin jars, rolls, and bank boxes in search of hidden gems. It's still entirely possible to find valuable Jefferson nickels in circulation, especially if one knows what to look for. A coin from 1974 might be worth only 5 cents to the average person, but to a collector who spots a double die or a high-grade example, it could be worth dozens or even hundreds of dollars. The investment aspect of coin collecting has grown significantly in recent years. As traditional investments become more volatile, physical assets like rare coins have gained popularity for their tangible value and historical appeal. The 1974 Jefferson nickel is part of this trend, with collectors seeking to add high-quality or rare examples to their portfolios. As grading technology improves and more coins are certified, the market continues to mature, allowing for more accurate pricing and valuation. One thing that sets coin collecting apart from other hobbies is the thrill of the hunt. The possibility that a coin in your pocket change could be worth far more than its face value adds an element of excitement. For those focused on the 1974 Jefferson nickel, this hunt involves checking for mint marks, analyzing strike quality, comparing to known errors, and potentially submitting finds for professional grading. Prices for 1974 Jefferson nickels vary widely. A circulated example may be worth face value or slightly more, while uncirculated or high-grade specimens can command prices well above $100. Proof versions from San Francisco also vary in value, with the highest grades reaching premium prices, especially when certified as Deep Cameo or Ultra Cameo. Era coins, depending on the type and visibility, can fetch prices from $50 to several hundred, depending on rarity and demand. Collectors often keep track of recent sales to estimate value. Online auction platforms like eBay and Heritage Auctions provide a snapshot of current market trends. These platforms allow collectors to see how much similar coins are selling for and help determine what a specific 1974 Jefferson nickel might be worth. It is not uncommon to see sales exceeding several $100s for the most pristine or unique coins. Over time, as more coins are graded and cataloged, the understanding of their rarity and value only improves. The journey of a coin from everyday circulation to a prized collector's item is a remarkable one. The 1974 Jefferson nickel, with its common origins and hidden potential, is a perfect example of this transformation. What begins as a simple 5-cent coin can, under the right conditions, become a valuable artifact of American history. For those who study mint marks, examine die varieties, and appreciate the craftsmanship of coin production, the 1974 Jefferson nickel represents more than currency. It is a window into the past, a work of art, and a potential treasure hiding in plain sight. As the interest in coin collecting continues to grow, especially through digital platforms and social media, knowledge is becoming more accessible. Videos, forums, and blogs dedicated to numismatics offer insights that were once limited to experts. The rise of coin grading and population reports helps collectors make informed decisions. And happy hunting! Next, 1985 P5-cent Jefferson nickel holds a fascinating place in the history of American coinage, and while it may appear to be just another everyday coin to the untrained eye, those who take a closer look discover that there's much more to it. The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, was designed by Felix Schlag, whose initials, while not originally present on the coin, were added later on the obverse side in 1966. By 1985, the Jefferson nickel had been a staple of American pocket change for nearly 5 decades, and the coins minted during this year carried with them a blend of historical relevance, design evolution, and potential collector value that makes them highly interesting to numismatists. The 1985 P nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is denoted by the P mint mark. This particular year did not introduce a significant design change, but coins from this time are important because they represent the period just before the U.S. Mint began enhancing its quality control and striking technologies in preparation for the 1990s. The Jefferson nickel remained largely unchanged in design from its inception until 2004, so minor deviations or minting anomalies during any year within that long span are especially important to collectors seeking rare or unusual specimens. Philadelphia struck over 700 million Jefferson nickels in 1985, meaning that most examples are quite common in circulated condition. However, finding pristine examples or those with unusual errors can lead to significant value increases. Coins in higher mint state grades, particularly those graded MS-66 and above by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, become far more desirable. It is in these rare grades that collectors are willing to pay premiums, and even more so if a coin exhibits unique qualities such as strong luster, full steps on Monticello, or unblemished surfaces. The concept of full steps is crucial in evaluating Jefferson nickels. This term refers to the steps on Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's Virginia home, which appears on the reverse side of the coin. A coin that has all 6 steps clearly defined is said to have full steps, and this designation can make a coin much more valuable. The process of achieving this during minting requires perfect striking conditions and minimal wear, which is why full steps nickels are rarer and more sought after, especially from years and mints where production quality varied. While the majority of 1985 P nickels do not display full steps due to weaker strikes or worn dies, those that do are extremely attractive to collectors. A certified full steps 1985 P Jefferson nickel in MS-66 or MS-67 condition can sell for hundreds of dollars, depending on demand and overall coin appearance. This is a stark contrast to the face value of 5 cents, illustrating the dramatic value difference a small detail like the steps can make. In addition to condition and strike quality, errors also play a major role in the coin's market value. Error coins are always a niche yet vibrant sector of numismatics. For the 1985 P Jefferson nickel, several types of errors can be found. These include off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, and clipped planchets. Each error tells a story about the minting process and presents a unique collectible opportunity. The rarer the error and the more visually dramatic it is, the more collectors are willing to pay. A 1985 P nickel with an off-center strike, where the design is clearly misaligned from the coin center, could bring in a premium ranging from $20 to several $100s, depending on how far off-center the strike is and how much of the design is still visible. Double die errors, where a coin has been struck more than once with a misalignment, can also demand higher prices, especially when the doubling is clear and affects key areas such as the date, mint mark, or inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," or "E Pluribus Unum." Clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin's metal is missing due to an error in the blanking process, create coins with noticeable and irregular shapes. These coins are often collected for their novelty, and values can range depending on severity and eye appeal. Die cracks or cuds, where parts of the die break and leave raised marks or blobs on the coin, are also of interest to collectors who specialize in mint errors. Collectors of Jefferson nickels also pay attention to toning, which occurs when a coin's metal surface reacts with the environment to create colorful patterns. While some forms of toning are considered unattractive, natural and vibrant toning can actually enhance a coin's appeal. A 1985 P. Jefferson nickel with rainbow toning in high grade might command significant premiums, especially if the color patterns are bold and evenly distributed. The market for 1985 P nickels has seen fluctuating interest over time, with spikes occurring during broader increases in numismatic enthusiasm. In recent years, as more collectors and investors turn their eyes toward overlooked denominations like nickels, prices have gradually increased for higher-end specimens. Graded examples, particularly those in PCGS slabs with a full steps designation, can be found listed in auctions and collector marketplaces with asking prices well above typical coin value guides. In circulated condition, most 1985 P nickels are worth only face value or slightly above, depending on the buyer and the coin's condition. Uncirculated examples that are not certified typically trade between 50 cents and a couple of dollars, while MS-65 and above certified coins with desirable characteristics reach much higher prices. It's worth noting that submitting coins for grading is not always profitable unless you have a strong reason to believe the coin will grade very high or display rare attributes, as the cost of grading often exceeds the value of common coins. As of recent market evaluations, a standard 1985 P. Jefferson nickel with no errors and no certification is worth between 5 cents and $1. Certified MS-66 examples can range from $20 to $70, and MS-67 examples with full steps can reach upwards of $200 or more depending on market demand and population reports. Population reports refer to how many coins of a certain date and grade exist in the databases of grading companies. The lower the population at a high grade, the more rare and valuable the coin becomes to collectors seeking to complete top-tier sets. Collectors often pursue Jefferson nickels by date and mint mark, meaning that a full set of nickels from 1938 to present would require the 1985 P variety to be included. Those who collect by type or by error are also on the lookout for notable examples from 1985. Because so many of these coins were struck, it may seem like they aren't worth much, but careful examination and research can uncover value that others overlook. Coins like the 1985 P. Jefferson nickel serve as a reminder that value isn't always immediately visible. What appears to be a common coin can hide secrets, from rare errors to exceptional condition, that elevate it far beyond its intended face value. Collectors, both experienced and new, can benefit from searching rolls of nickels, coin jars, and even bank boxes, looking for these hidden treasures. With the right find, even a 5-cent coin can be worth hundreds. The broader history of the Jefferson nickel contributes to its collectible appeal. Thomas Jefferson, 3rd President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence, was chosen to appear on the nickel as a symbol of democratic ideals and American history. Monticello, his Virginia estate, graces the reverse and is one of the more recognizable American buildings featured on currency. The design remained largely unchanged for over 60 years, making even slight alterations or variations, like those in strike quality or errors, more meaningful. In conclusion, the 1985 P. Jefferson nickel might not be a coin you notice in your pocket change, but for collectors, it's a piece of history worth examining. Whether you're interested in building a complete set, discovering mint errors, or just exploring American coinage, this nickel offers multiple points of interest. Its place in numismatic collections continues to be strengthened by the occasional discovery of high-grade examples and eye-catching errors that prove even the most ordinary-seeming coins can be worth much more than their face value. So the next time you come across a 1985 P nickel, give it a closer look. You never know what you might find. Next, 2003 P 5-cent Jefferson nickel holds a unique place in the world of U.S. coinage. As part of the long-standing Jefferson Nickel series, this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint and is known for its subtle details and the potential for valuable varieties and errors that capture the attention of collectors. While many might pass by a 2003 P nickel without a second thought, this coin can be worth much more than face value depending on its condition, rarity, and any minting errors it may possess. To understand the full value and importance of the 2003 P Jefferson nickel, it's essential to look at the historical context behind it. The Jefferson Nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel design. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson Nickel features a profile portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. This design remained mostly unchanged until 2004, when the U.S. Mint began issuing the Westward Journey Nickel series to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. That makes 2003 a key year. It was the final full year of the classic Jefferson design before the changes began, making coins from this year especially interesting to numismatists. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 373 million of the 2003 P. Jefferson Nickels. With such a high mintage, the coin in average circulated condition holds only its face value of 5 cents. However, when you dig deeper, some coins from this year are anything but ordinary. High-grade examples, those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, can fetch premium prices in the collector market. These coins are valued for their sharp detail, lack of wear, and strong luster. Coins that earn the full steps designation, indicating a fully struck Monticello with no signs of wear on the steps, are particularly desirable. The full steps feature is notoriously difficult to achieve in the Jefferson Nickel series due to weaknesses in the dies and inconsistent striking pressure, making it a hallmark of quality and rarity. Beyond condition and strike quality, what makes some 2003 P. Jefferson Nickels truly stand out are the error varieties. U.S. coin errors can occur during the minting process, resulting in coins that are different from their intended design. These mint errors are highly collectible and can significantly increase the value of a coin. For the 2003 P. Nickel, known errors include die cracks, die chips, off-center strikes, double dies, and struck-through errors. One notable example is the 2003 P. Nickel with an off-center strike, where the design is misaligned due to a shift in the coin blank during minting. Depending on the degree of the off-center error and how well the date and mint mark are preserved, such a coin can be worth anywhere from $10 to several $100s. Another valuable variety is the 2003 P. Nickel with die clash marks. A die clash occurs when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet between them, transferring part of one die's design onto the other. When a coin is struck using the clashed die, elements of the reverse may appear faintly on the obverse and vice versa. These clash marks are unusual and can intrigue collectors who specialize in minting anomalies. Values for such clash errors vary based on severity and visibility but can range from $20 to over $100 for more prominent examples. Double die errors, where the design is struck more than once in a misaligned manner, are another error type that commands attention. Although not widespread for the 2003 P. Nickel, any confirmed double die example would be an exciting find and would certainly draw interest from error coin specialists. The value for double die coins depends on how noticeable the doubling is and where it appears, on the date, lettering, or Monticello design. Struck-through errors, where foreign material such as grease or debris interferes during striking, can also occur. These errors may manifest as missing or distorted design elements. Coins with dramatic struck-through features can sell for significant premiums, especially when the error is clearly visible and well preserved. The market tends to reward such oddities because they highlight the unpredictable nature of minting. The 2003 P. Jefferson Nickel also benefits from its proximity to a major design change. Collectors often seek coins from the final years of a design series, particularly when a significant change is coming. Since the Jefferson Nickels obverse and reverse would undergo notable changes starting in 2004, coins from 2003 are sometimes viewed as transitional pieces. This historical significance adds another layer of interest for collectors who build full date and mint mark sets. Market trends indicate a growing interest in modern coins, particularly those with unique characteristics or superb condition. While many collectors once focused only on older or silver coins, the rising popularity of registry sets, where collectors compete for the finest known examples, has shifted attention to more recent issues like the 2003 P. Nickel. In fact, examples of this coin graded MS67 with full steps designation can sell for over $200 at auction, a substantial return on a 5-cent coin. Prices for coins with top grades continue to climb as fewer examples meet the strict requirements needed for premium grading, especially given the high speed and volume at which modern coins are produced. Beyond the registry set appeal, some collectors focus on hoarding rolls or bags of 2003 P. Nickels in hopes of finding high-grade or error coins. This has become a trend in the numismatic community, where cherry-picking through unsearched coin rolls is a hobby for many. Searching through thousands of coins may seem tedious, but it can yield surprising results. especially if an overlooked mint error or pristine condition coin is discovered. Stories of people finding valuable coins in everyday change or coin rolls from banks continue to fuel interest in modern coin hunting. Public auctions and online marketplaces offer an additional glimpse into the coin's market performance. On platforms like eBay or heritage auctions, well-preserved 2003 P. Jefferson Nickels with unusual features often attract multiple bidders. Coins that show clear die cracks across Jefferson's profile or through Monticello's columns, for instance, tend to command strong interest. Sales data shows that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that combine rarity, quality, and uniqueness. This dynamic market environment means that the value of a 2003 P nickel is constantly evolving. The condition of the coin plays a central role in determining value. Grading systems use a 70-point scale, with MS70 being a perfect coin showing no signs of wear under magnification. Most 2003 P nickels in circulation fall in the range of MS60 to MS64, with some choice examples reaching MS65 or MS66. Achieving an MS67 or better, especially with full steps, is rare and worthy of submission to a grading service. Professional grading not only authenticates a coin's condition but also boosts buyer confidence, often leading to higher selling prices. For those interested in building a collection or investing in U.S. coins, the 2003 P. Jefferson Nickel represents a smart option. It's a modern coin with historical relevance, ties to a changing design series, and enough varieties and errors to make it intriguing. Coins from this era are still relatively accessible and can be found in circulation or bulk coin purchases, offering an affordable entry point into numismatics.in educational circles. Coins like the 2003 P nickel are used to teach students about American history, the minting process, and economics. The image of Jefferson, a founding father and principal author of the Declaration of Independence, reminds us of the country's roots. Meanwhile, Monticello on the reverse serves as a symbol of Jefferson's architectural vision and Enlightenment ideals. These educational components make the coin more than just a piece of money, they make it a cultural artifact. Even as newer coin designs and commemoratives are released, the Jefferson Nickel series continues to be one of the most collected in the United States. Its longevity, consistency, and occasional surprises, such as the rare high-grade or error 2003 P nickel, keep collectors engaged year after year. Market projections suggest that as more collectors enter the hobby and as more of these coins are lost to time, the value of high-quality and error specimens will only increase. In summary, the 2003 P Jefferson Nickel might appear ordinary at first glance, but within this common 5-cent piece lies a world of hidden value. From pristine full steps examples selling for hundreds of dollars, to rare minting errors that capture the imagination of collectors, this coin is a perfect representation of why modern coinage should not be overlooked. Its placement at the end of a major design era, its range of potential mint errors, and its appeal to both beginners and advanced collectors make it a true sleeper hit in the numismatic world. With coins being discovered every year that redefine rarity and value, the story of the 2003 P nickel is far from over.